Alright. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Salt Mines, where we delve into the ladder experience on the most competitive real-time strategy game out there. That's right, it's StarCraft 2. We've got Teach in the top left, in the red, and the blue player, Cryptic Still Fly, in the bottom right. It's a Zerg vs Terran match to start us off today, and I am very excited because this is the show where we learn all sorts of things about the human psyche when put into high-stress situations. Being a futuristic general of either a giant Zerg swarm, managing the economy, the army, the rate of expansion, micromanaging your units, using abilities, and countering your opponent's strategies, not to mention trying to scout in the midst of all that. It's a pretty high-pressure game, and people have some interesting responses to that we did basically study. I like to think of us as scientists studying a different realm of the human experience, you know, and that's really what it's all about. It's about discovering things. I have my giant list actually open on my second monitor over here of just all the lessons that we've had from the episodes. I mean, it all started with Rock has no counter in episode number 1. You know, scissors, paper, rock, there's no counter for rock. It just does not exist. We've heard about the Queen of England. We've heard about the Dalai Lama. We've heard about people calling their opponents underhumans when they lose to them, and all sorts of everything else in between. I'm very excited to see what the hell goes on, because honestly, it just keeps on getting better and better. And I feel like I've learned so much about tactics that I can use. You know, if I'm having a bad day and I don't want to accept that I lost the game, but I want a reason to really convince myself that my opponent didn't deserve their victory. Oh, I learned a lot of hot tips, you know, just ways you can reframe your reality, so to speak, and start to get the better of your opponent. You know, really point out how it's not so much that they won, but you just couldn't be bothered, or someone called your phone, or, you know, something along those lines. My point is, a StarCraft pro is a player who rocks up to a match with at least 5 excuses in their back pockets, up their sleeves. They've got one hidden underneath their toupee. They lift the hair up, pull an excuse out of there as well. Oh, my hands were sweaty. My mouse ran out of batteries. You've always got to have your excuses, your ways to justify what's going on. And we're going to no doubt hear some of those lovely and juicy excuses today. Now, this was a very greedy opening from Teach. Command center first. So Still Fly's already going to have a little bit of pressure put on them, thinking, oh man, this is a greedy Terran. Can't let him get away with that. I know when I see that command center first as a Zerg, I am instinctively thinking, oh, I want to punish you for that. But didn't actually see the fact that this is double gas behind it, so doesn't know if it's going to be like 3 racks follow-up or anything like that. That being said, Stillfly's getting a 3rd hatchery, and overall, I mean, this seems like a pretty decent level game. They're both spending their money, doing solid builds. The APM's not that high. Looking like maybe Diamond 2 or 3. But, of course, time will tell. Starport's going down as well. Like I said, very greedy opening this one, because you only got 1 Marine and now a bunker coming up. But you get into a Hellion's not that far delayed, so it actually works out all right. Let's go into player camera. So Teach did do a basic SCV scout, confirmed it was hatch first. If we swap to Stillfly's camera, Stillfly's like, okay, we got Overlord behind the natural, Overlord out front to see if an attack's coming across the map. And not just that, also an Overlord outside the base. So overall, pretty good vision. It feels like Stillfly is managing things pretty well. Has even put a tumor to connect the bases and is now spreading that out the front. Adding extra queens. Ling speed's finished. This is really solid Zerg play so far. I'm actually really impressed. Hellion's coming forward as well. And it looks like a semi-wall starting on the natural. So rather than walling off the whole front, just going to wall off this right side to start and then go from there. Looks like Banshee's on the way as well. Ooh, okay, the Hellion's actually caught 2 Lings in the middle of the map. Not a bad start. And 2 more gases going down for Stillfly. All right, 3rd command center in the wall off. Ooh, it is very exposed there, but I think he's going to be going Banshee as Teach. So I think Teach is very economically focused. Has cut a bit of SCV production here. You can see that natural not really producing. So there definitely is a little bit of vulnerability. Ah, okay. Yeah, Teach has been burnt by Ling run-bys before. Has taken no chances there. Making sure the wall is fully up before the Hellions come across. But with 5 queens, 8 Zerglings out, should be enough to deal with this, as long as the queens do march forward to greet it. Cloak Banshee's coming out behind it. Hellion's getting a few of these tumors. Very nice. Teach playing nice and conservative. Oh no, don't chase off creep. Oh no, the Ling's chasing the Hellions off creep. That's never a good move for the Zerglings. Teach's stutter step, definitely a little awkward there, but he manages to gun down all the Zerglings nonetheless. Hellions have a very slow attack time. So you can basically spend 80% of the time, maybe 90% running, stop to shoot, and then spend another few seconds running. Because I think it's like 1.5 seconds to attack. 1.8 even, damn. But good trade so far for Teach. Still Fly, going Lair, going Roach Warren and Baneling Nest. Oh no! Alright. I mean, I could criticize Teach because Hellion Banshee is really hard to use, but seems to be using it pretty well so far. The reason why I absolutely hate this for the Zerg is Overlord speed is already a sign of a paranoid Zerg. And oh my god, he keeps losing tubers. This is so annoying because he doesn't have any Overlords out front. His Overlord position I thought was really good, but he's prioritizing Overlords in weird spots rather than just giving vision around his base. But the other one is if you go Roaches and Banelings, usually it means the Zerg has problems making up their mind on what they want to go to. So I think that's a big issue. He's also spotted the Cloaked Banshees on the way, has seen it, but hasn't built any Spore Crawlers. Is going mass Roach. I mean, despite all this, Still Fly's actually been way better on the economy. Teach is only at 40 SCVs, so I think the Zerg, just by batching their economy up, is ahead in this game, but I mean, you go Overlord speed, you see Cloaked Banshees upgrading, not building Spores, not building Overseers. This is my big problem with Roach. People always ask me, like, isn't, in theory, Overlord speed really good because you can see what your opponent's doing and react to it? And I always say, it is. But still, Fly has spent all this APM queuing Overlords through the base and hasn't looked at it once. Or if he's looked at it, his brain's not processing it. Look, now the Banshees are coming in. Now we're looking at it. No, no, no. As distracted as the Banshees are coming in. Oh, no. Ah, Still Fly. This is why I'm not down with Overlord speed. It costs less money to just blindly build Spores at 4 minutes 30 every game. And it defends this without you having to look at your scouting information. It's such a better way of playing. Even just seeing Hellions tells you usually there's a starport right behind that factory. But, oh, this is nasty. Overseers and Spores are on the way. Oh, Still Fly's already hit Trigger's point. Still Fly has been spending their APM dropping creep out of Overlords on the map, but now they are angry that these Banshees are coming in and oh my god, 18, 19 workers. This should have been so easily defended, but Still Fly. Bro, this isn't ESL or a clan war. Mate, this isn't the ESL Pro Tour. It's not EPT, man. I'm just vibing, mate. Why you hiding a tech lab? Wait, hiding a tech lab? It was right in the middle. You flew over it before. I bet Still Fly's looked back at the vision. He said, look, I didn't even see. He thinks this has been proxied. But no, you just didn't look at it. Dude, he built these Banshees so long ago. He's had time to swap the add-ons. He has time to swap the add-ons and go into medevac production. You just don't realize because you didn't look at your scouting until the Banshees flew into your base. Hiding a tech lab and doing this bullshit. I don't even know you and you be. I mean, wait, how is that being? Teacher's like, you scouted it 5 minutes ago. Check the replay. Still Fly's like, it had a reactor. See, I looked through vision. No, that's the most recent thing you saw minutes later. That's way later in the game, dude. What the hell? Oh my god. By the way, realized I was using a bit of a different overlay to normal, guys. There we go. Swapping to the normal one. Hopefully that's a bit cleaner. Nah, it had a reactor. Nope, check it. You proxied that shit, says Still Fly. So Still Fly is insistent that they proxied it. Teacher's like, no, I didn't. Still Fly says, bro, some of us play once a week after work with a beer. Teacher says, yeah, mate, that's me too. I literally have a beer in a cooler on the table. We aren't all going for GM. I've got a job. Guys, remember, when you take damage in a StarCraft game, it's really important. Rather than re-droning and resaturating these bases that have been decimated of their work accounts, you should definitely start telling your opponent about your job. For those who don't know, who was it? Oh my god, there was a Polish player who whenever he lost, he'd be like, yeah, well, I have a full-time job in a factory. I think it was a Polish player. And everyone was like, what? And every time he lost, he was like, yeah, you idiot. And if he beats you, he'd use it as an insult. He'd be like, I have a full-time job in a factory. You lost to me. I can't remember. Anyone remembers who this player is? Let me know in the comments section. I'm sure there's some hardcore StarCraft nerds that remember. Oh my god. So what did he say there as well? He says, we aren't all going for GM. I got a job. You over here poking my creep, acting like we in Masters 1. Smoke a blunt, bro. The thing is, Still Fly was getting ahead. When Teach was doing the Hellion harassment clearing creep tumors, Teach actually missed a lot of SCV production, and the Zerg was actually getting ahead. Oh, he's managed to distract him. Oh, nothing like complaining about how your opponent plays the game to piss them off and distract them, but oh, he's attacking up a choke point. Oh, good pullback, good pullback. Okay, Still Fly is still in this game, guys. Still Fly's on 53 drones, despite taking so many breaks to type in chat, is somehow maintaining 150 APM, is getting a 4th up, doesn't have any Evo upgrades, which is definitely a problem now that 2-2 is starting for the Zerg. And now going for Spire. So it's Roaches, Ravages, Lings, Banes, Spire, Infestation Pit, and a double Evo Chamber. Talk about not being able to make a decision on your composition. It's like, I just make every unit, every bit of tech. It's fine. Then I don't need to make decisions about what to build and what not to build if I just build everything. The box art style of StarCraft. Maybe not the most effective style of StarCraft, but it does do well for decorating the front of that box in the game store. Uh-oh, the Roach Ravager gets aggroed over here. Oh, good fight to start off for Teach. The Roach Ravager Ling Bane runs in. There's a tank on the high ground. Oh my god, he's getting sandwiched. Teach actually could sandwich this entire army. Steelfly's trying to block him with changelings. Teach kind of actually taking time to click on that. Has to just deal with this army. There's no banelings left. The biles are going down on the armory. I don't know if that's the right thing to be focusing on right now, Steelfly. Teach running a giant bio ball around, very vulnerable to biles being dropped on that or banelings being put in front of it. But as it is, Steelfly loses a massive army, and you can see that 3-to-1 cost efficiency. Teach's tanks got left out in the open, but the orbital was saved by Teach. Teach is macroing up, and the crazy thing is, I feel like if Steelfly wasn't so busy talking about, you know, just smoke a blunt, man. We just smoke a blunt, bro. I get it, bro. You want me to uninstall. I've blocked you. Teach isn't even saying anything. Literally, Steelfly is offended that Teach is playing the game. This is amazing. This is like Steelfly is bullying themselves in their own head and thinks Teach is doing it to them. It's like, it's all in your head, mate. You're bullying yourself. there's nothing here that can be called bullying. Oh, good flank with the Banes coming from two sides, but oh my god, the Marines pulling back. A beautiful setup by Teach. You can tell Teach isn't that fast of a player, but actually did a really good setup there with the control click of the Marines and pulling them back. And remember, what did this all go back to? This all started with Banshees. We've got to look back at that. Okay, so check this out, guys. So Overlord flies in. First one sees a tech lab upgrading, but doesn't actually check what's there, okay? So you might think, okay, so he didn't see it. But no, it doubles back. Wait, that one, it doubles back right over it, okay? And it actually sees the starport upgrading. But I think this is after he looked at it. Let's see if he looked at the scout at all, actually. Let's go back. All right, so let's watch from Steelfly's camera. Did Steelfly actually look at the scout at all? This is exactly what I'm used to with players who go Overlord speed. Looks at it, doesn't even look at the production. Well, that was his screen. He didn't even look at what it had scouted. He just tells it to go back to the right to try and see the production, and then gets distracted by the Hellions poking creep. So the Hellions distracting him from looking. Yeah, he keeps getting distracted. The Hellions scan, and he doesn't look back at it. Oh no, it flew right over everything. Even queues another Overlord to scout. Look at this. These Overlords keeps queuing Overlords into scout and everything. Wait. Go back. Sends that Overlord through. Bam! As clicks this Overlord through, sees what's happening. But this is classic Overlord speed players. I've been talking about this for years. People are always like, Pig, why do you hate Overlord speed? And I go, I don't hate Overlord speed. I hate the way people use Overlord speed. The reason I don't recommend it is I always say, if you guys like Overlord speed, go it every single game. If you're going to actually look at the scouting and react to the things you see. Otherwise, there's no point doing it. And if you try to, you're going to actually actively look at your replays and go, how could I react even better next time when I see that? Otherwise, there's no point in scouting. You might as well just leave Lings outside the base and maybe do a slow Overlord sacrifice. Steelfly is the perfect example of this. Literally looks over, sees the Starfall on the tech lab. And then check it out. These Banshees do not hit very fast at all, guys. Looks back there as the Overlord dies, by the way. Okay, so check this out. Okay, so this is it. So as the Banshees enter vision and Marines kill the Overlord, we're on Steelfly's camera. Banshees are into the vision, goes in. And this is the first time where Steelfly really processes what's going on in the buildings and goes, cool, you're going Marines, tanks, medevacs. Guess what, guys? A Banshee could have arrived a minute and 20 seconds ago if this was a pro level match. It can arrive at 5 minutes. The Banshees have already built. Now, he's convinced, because of seeing this, that there's a starport proxied in the corner. You know what's funny? Never sends the ground army to go and kill that starport. If there really was a proxied starport, wouldn't you go and kill it? Apparently not Steelfly. Steelfly is too busy being angry. And what I love about this is Steelfly feels so betrayed that the opponent proxied. Because, like, that's not fair. Like that's ungentlemanly. I remember in Dota, we used to get really mad when people would backdoor. as kids. We'd be like, what? Why are you backdooring? Like, in our minds, that was not the honorable way of playing. And in our friend group, that was fine because we all kind of had this like unspoken agreement. But then we'd get angry at people outside of our group of friends for playing that. It's like, dude, they're not going to play your own house rules. Like, why would they do that unless you guys have explained it and they've agreed? It makes no sense. And from there, it was just a non-stop tirade of excuses, being like, you're trying harder than me. I have a job. I just want to have a beer. I just want to smoke a blunt. Why are you trying so hard? Why are you trying so hard? This is so unfair. At any point, if Stillfly wasn't just tilting themselves off the face of the planet, they totally could have brought this back. Incredible. All right. Let's go game number 2, guys. We've got the Wizard over here in the Protoss shoes and Kurijilmo in the Terran shoes in the bottom left. Blue Terran in the bottom left, red Protoss in the top right. And man, that last game, the classic, well, how dare you do something that I see as cheap and not being in the rule set, you know? It's a classic. I mean, it is one of those things where there is a frustration, I think, for me as a high-level player when someone does a strategy that is a massive gamble on their part, like when they're favored versus me, especially. If they're like the underdog in a big way, then I'm like, fair enough. Even then, there's still a bit of me that's like, oh, you're trying to just cheese me out, you know? Like, you know, you're trying to gamble on it. But it's kind of funny because it's like, hey, if someone's doing that, you got to remember it means like they're reaching deep into their pocket to do the desperate strategy. The problem in that last game is the classic, your idea of what's happening in a StarCraft match is not the same as what's actually happened. This is why I always tell people to play the rewind game, where basically the best practice all of you guys and girls at home can do if you ever play a StarCraft match is win or lose. At the end of every match, you always give yourself a little quiz on something. So, because what you have is like the story of what's happened in the game as you're playing, but it's with limited information, right? Let's go to the Wizard's camera, for instance, here. The Wizard could have it be like, oh yeah, he's expanding, he's doing normal thing. Whereas meanwhile, there could be 3 barracks out here. You don't really know, right? There's always a disconnect between what you think is happening or assume is happening and then what's actually happening out there. So, and we'll just keep watching from the Wizard's camera as they're going for a bit of a proxy, bit of a dirty proxy. They've saved all their chronos. This is some sort of dirty rush. If you guys go, oh, okay, at 3 minutes, I think my opponent was at 30 workers, or like you go, oh man, that push they did with the Marine drop, I think they went 2 barracks, factory starport before expanding. Otherwise, there's no way that drop could hit that fast. And you check the replay, and like they actually did expand at a normal timing, and they just did a really good build, and your game sense was off, and like you start to like close the gap between reality and what your perception of it was. And as you close that gap, you get better game sense. You get better at reading the game as you're playing. But let's remember, that's advice from someone who's, not to toot my own horn, but I've been playing the game for 12 years, more or less full time. I guess 10 years definitely full time, 11 years full time now. And I am Grandmaster with all the races. I have a little bit of experience playing a couple thousand tournaments and that sort of stuff. So I'm pretty sure the normal approach for most people is to just never look at the replays and never close that gap. Oh my god, guys, the Wizard rallies the Adept right past the Reaper. The Reaper clicking on the gateway. This Reaper could have killed like 6 probes by now. Oh, he changes targets and doesn't get the 3rd kill. Classic over Reaper micro. If that Reaper just shift-clicked on some probes and looked away, could have got so many kills. Nonetheless, 2 kills is a good start. But was Kurojomo paying attention? Because seeing the chrono on the gateways, on the warp gate, a 2nd gate already finished. This is big tells of aggression. Kurojomo should be building Marines in a bunker right now. This is actually the Parting build. So this is the build that Parting pulled out. Katowice 2020, or 2021, the online one, the first big online one we did. So I guess that was 2021. He pulled this build out, beat like TY, beat Innovation, even when people knew it was coming. It was a really nasty build. And you're meant to be warping in 3 more Adepts at 3:18, I think is the timing. If I remember Harstem's video on it correctly. I haven't done it in a while myself, this build. So this is pretty good execution for, I don't know, Platinum League or whatever it is, maybe Diamond. And this Adept's already getting pretty decent damage on the Hellions. Kurojomo can repair that, of course, but doesn't have any other units. Oh, a Marauder is building. Actually going Stim Marauders and Hellions could deal with Adepts really well if you get the Marauders up front. But the Hellions are needed for the firepower, and Kurojomo's slacking on that Hellion production. 4 Adepts are about to come in right now. You got to keep that Hellion production up. He's going into Widow Mines. Uh-oh. If those Adepts focus fire the Hellions, they will go down so quickly. If Kurojomo pulls to the high ground, they'll be fine. But Kurojomo, why are you running down there? No, why are you fighting? That's clearly a fight. You're getting your butt kicked in. Oh, no. If Kurojomo pulls back to the high ground, they might still be okay. Remember, there's very little tech behind this. It's a really awkward transition for the Protoss player. Okay, we'll lift the command center. Widowmine's trying to come down to defend, but if you let those Adepts shade into your base, you're going to be in big trouble. Widowmine does kill one of them, but that means the Widowmine's revealed, so the Adepts will be able to finish that one off. Behind this, we've got 2 bases pretty filled with workers. Adepts trying to shade forwards. Starport there with a reactor on it. Trying to get extra production going is Kurojomo. But dude, with the 3 Stalkers, it looks like this is going to be GG. I think the Wizard will be able to bust in and just overwhelm. Really? The cheese. Ruffle for first game as Terran today. This is sad. So Kurojomo, it's kind of the first game as Terran. It's not like your ladder opponent knows it's your first game as Terran today, my friend. Wait, does that mean it's their first game of Terran ever or just for today? I have no idea. The Wizard's just like, yeah, okay, buddy. All right. No worries. Kurojomo's... I mean, this is a very aggressive attack, and it's really hard. Kurojomo says, really, though? This isn't standard. I'm sorry. I just never expected a random Adept like... This is, you know, like you're playing PvZ, you know? And it is something that's way more common in PvZ. The Wizard's like, no, this is actually a build Parting did. Yep, the Wizard did get the build, of course. Harston did a video on it. I was doing it a bunch on the ladder. Lots of people were playing it. Just before he went to the military, indeed. The Liberator does siege up on top of the army. The Wizard, no need to explain yourself, buddy. You got this one in the bag, my friends. But you're a oh my god, Kurojomo went from sorry in the middle of a message straight to, but you're a shitty plat. Lol, copying Parting build isn't expected at all. It's like, wait. So Kurojomo is complaining that they're doing something that's not standard and is unexpected. The Wizard's explaining, oh, it's a build that Parting did. And he's like, well... yeah, doing pro builds is not something a Platinum should do. And it's like, wait, weren't you just complaining about him not following the meta? And now he is. He says, hey, it's allowed, isn't it? Yeah, but so's Cannon Rush. That's allowed too. The Wizard's like, yeah, but this, what? It doesn't mean you'll ever improve. So yes, you beat someone that's been gone for 3 years and is in the same league as you, Ruffle. Sure, a move with Adepts and Stalkers, micro, wink, wink. Well, actually, he shaded forwards, didn't he? He didn't micro too hard, but you didn't make him. I get it, don't worry. I mean, what about the micro when you ran your Hellions in? You didn't repair them, and then you headbutted forwards instead of pulling up your ramp. The Wizard's like, you know, I could probably beat you standard too, you know. Oh, flexing on him. Sure, you can, kiddo. Man, I love when people pull out the kiddo. To me, that's always the most desperate sign of like, it's kind of like Karen-style behavior. They're like, oh yeah, kiddo. It's where people try and say like condescending stuff. It's good. Never, you'd never beat me in a macro game. It's like salty and rusty. Salty because, wait. There's too much chatter. Rewind. We're at a few seconds. There's too much chatter coming through. I can't keep up with it. Wait. Go back again. Wait. Go back 10 seconds. Sorry, guys. I can't even keep up with this. This is insane. I can beat you standard, you know. Sure you can, kiddo. Yeah. The Wizard says, cause you're well, salty and yeah, salty and rusty. Kurojomo says, sure, not just a cheeser. Never. Oh, I like that the sarcasm's coming through in the typing. That's a skill. I can't do that. Oh, you're not just a cheeser. Never. Salty because I wasted time and MMR. Yeah, I'm rusty. It's been 3 years. You're still at this level while continuing to play. Wait. How do you know how much your opponent plays, Kurojomo? Kurojomo is like, well, I've been gone for 3 years. You've been playing the whole time, surely. How do you play this much and still not improve? The Wizard's like, oh, I've only been playing for 2 years in total. And Kurojomo's like, yeah, you played for 2 whole years. You should be at least diamond. It's like, well, what if they play 1 game a week? No, they shouldn't. This is like the greatest thing is when someone's like at the bottom of the gutter and they're judging everybody else. It's like, that's really going to help, man. Ruffle. That's what happens when you get setbacks like college, all right? Says the Wizard. The Wizard is like giving real explanations. The fuck are you wasting your time for if you can't even get diamond in 2 years? I did college, a job, and military, and I still hit past that. And you definitely seem to have developed a shining, bright, bubbly personality during it, Kurojomo. The Wizard just drops the mold. At this point, yeah, I think 1-word responses is all you can give him, right? Kurojomo's like, nah, you're just a good cheeser, and I should have built a bunker and not tried the Hellion push. You scouted a guy building a second gateway, putting all of his chrono into warp gate, and yes, you didn't build a bunker. If he put a bunker and microed the Hellions back, easy peasy, hold. Just 0 response and just not keeping the production up and taking bad fights. This is like, okay, Kurojomo says, but at least I will improve. Unlike you, forever down here. Look at you, you're so bad playing against shitters like me. Nothing like the slighting yourself to insult your opponent. So GG, mate, I was literally improving, says the Wizard. I literally just went to Platinum before, mate. Is building Void Rays, by the way, to hunt down the buildings, so good call there. like 1 month ago. I just got platinum. So DeWizard's like, dude, I just got platinum like a month ago. I'm really enjoying playing. Like, I'm having a good time. I'm slowly getting better. Kurojoma's like, yeah? You only got platinum. You're so shit because you're playing against me and I'm just rusty and stuff. Like, I like the ability to insult your opponent while insulting yourself, but it doesn't insult yourself because you're making excuses at the same time. This is amazing. This is true, like, ninja level excuses. It's great. At least I won't be too busy mouthing to improve. I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head there. Kurojomo is no longer oh, really? Where? Is Kurojomo not coming back? Yep, Kurojomo's gone. I'm fast forwarding, guys. Kurojomo's walked away from the computer. It's like, at least I'll improve. I'm like, I don't know if you'll improve if you're spending your whole ladder session hiding buildings in the corner rather than playing the game. And you know Kurojomo doesn't watch the replay after this as well. Oh my gosh. All right, well, Void Rays will find that command center. Oh my god, this is... Damn, not even going to surrender, K, says DeWizard. Man, taking a while to finish your opponent off. Oh my god, and all the Void Rays are running around in one area. How long does DeWizard take to finish this game? It's like, well, I'm practicing my carrier macro. Fair call, fair call. Finally finds the command center. Wait, Kurojomo was still there! Kurojomo was still there. Kurojomo just microed that command center back and forth. Kurojomo with the ultimate flex is like, I'm not just wasting your time, I'm wasting my time. I didn't even go to get a snack. I sat here the whole time to enjoy wasting your time. Kurojomo's whole weapon is like, I am such a loser. I am so bad and that you're playing me, you're bad. Also, I'm going to waste your time, but I'm also going to unnecessarily waste my own time when I could have walked away from the computer. What an absolute tool. Oh, amazing. Amazing gaming. All right, guys. Well, we've had some interesting games so far, to say the least. Let's find out what goes on as we continue. I think I'm sensing a theme here. I think Dot may have picked us a theme for today, which is, how dare you play the game in a way I don't expect you to play the game? Over at the top left, we've got Sadnap going for a 12 pool opening. That's pretty dicey versus a Terran player. Spite in the bottom right side. But if your opponent doesn't SCV scout, they go command center on the low ground. The 12 pool can get you some pretty good damage, especially if the Terran's silly enough to pull their SCVs down and fight your Zerglings. That can be pretty damn incredible. Wait. Oh, into Overlord into drones. Oh my. Oh, we're in Silver League. This has got to be Silver League. 20 APM. Yeah, this is... He's like, oh, it's the buddy system. I don't like my Overlords to not have friends. So I want Bob here to hang out with Russell. Russell and Bob are good friends, and we're gonna scout just to the edge of creep because they're afraid to move away from creep. They want to stay near home. Like, this is the level of play where that's actually how the players play, where they're like thinking of cute little stories for their units and like naming each drone and stuff, because they're never going to build enough stuff to get beyond there. Spite, on the other hand, seems like a vaguely normal build order. Pretty low on the gas. You can see you meant to have 50 gas when the barracks finishes. Is no, pretty close actually. Pretty close. Can start a Reaper pretty much straight away, and is going to go Reaper Orbital. Yeah, it's a pretty standard build order, but no scout for Spite. Oh, nope, Spite's also scouted. 6 Lings are on the way for Sadnap. Queen's almost out. The good thing about building a Queen this early is you start injecting and you boost your production very early. Of course, you would rather have an extra hatchery, but it is what it is. Sadnap not injecting. Okay, there we go. Does do an inject. You can see the Zerglings. Oh, guys, Sadnap has no control groups. We've got a few control groups for our blue player Spite, playing at double the APM, 90 APM, 1 SCV on number 1, Command Center on 5, Barracks on 7. Meanwhile, Sadnap doesn't even have the hatchery control group. So Sadnap, this is, yeah, this is true, like, maybe Bronze League play. I mean, there's a lot of APM, 50 APM, lots of clicking. You can see the Queen's... What did I just... Did you guys just see the Queen just running back and forwards? What? No scouting. Oh my god. It's thinking about what units to build. It just decides to build 2 Overlords. Oh my lord. And now a second gas. Oh my god. Yeah, this is someone... I don't think Sadnap's watched much StarCraft. Or has played very little. If they've watched... It's either someone who's just completely figuring the game out on their own without watching any, like, high-level games, or they just haven't played much at all. This is like a very new player. That's interesting. Meanwhile, Spite's build order, you can see they've watched like pro games. Yeah, Command Center's on the high ground despite SCV scouting, which you could argue is unnecessary, but that's actually a good reaction to the opponent going for such an early pool, right? It's like, hey, get that on the high ground. Spite probably should be building a bunker up there as well, some extra safety or something, you know, maybe even going for a tank. One base Roach Warren and Baneling Nest. Oh, this is... Oh no. Lingsby. This is... Oh man. Well, you know, they say ignorance is bliss, but considering this is the salt mines and the way this game's going, I'm pretty sure Sadnap's gonna be raging. I can't imagine. I mean, Spite, actually, it could be the player who does the try-hard proper build that rages, right? It could be. It's unlikely. Either way, it looks like we're going to be seeing a player who knows very little about how to play a proper competitive StarCraft match, having a bit of an outburst, no doubt. And that's going to be interesting to find out. Now, Dot did leave me a note with this, my little package for this, because I don't watch the games before I cast them, right? Because I want to be surprised and give you guys some authentic reactions and actually not just be like, oh, I'm going to pretend that I don't know what's happening. But she did say that the third game... and had a bit of a twist on this episode and would be a bit interesting, a bit of a change up. I don't know exactly what that meant, but she was like, oh, you know, it's going to be a bit of a change for the show. I was like, okay, I don't know what that means, but I'm excited to find out what it is. Because at the moment it just looks like a Zerg who's massing Banelings on one base. Oh my god. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. Oh, I feel so bad for Sadnap. Just like... I'm like, please go watch Bronze to GM. Go watch a Bronze to GM or something. Oh no. Oh no, the Hellions! Catching Banelings just off creep like that. So easy. One Baneling hits only a single alien. The other Baneling's going across. They're going to run into a bunker. Oh no. This is so terrible. I remember Sadnap has no control groups at all. So like, doing the basics of the game, it probably isn't using hotkeys, probably playing mouse only. And notice keeps like clicking units back and forth. Like, is running a Ravager around in circles in the base. The Banelings walk forward. Oh my god! Doesn't even kill the bunker. Oh, this is a disaster. It now starts Burrow on one base. What? This is going to be a brand new player, surely. Wow. It's so rare I see a true bronze player in the wild. And look, whenever they build drones, they're manually clicking them on the minerals because they don't realize that the hatchery will automatically send them there. So they're just, oh my god, and they're only selecting some of their roaches. Those roaches aren't even selected right now. Okay, here we go. They've got only a single Ravager they've got selected. Now they're A-moving the whole mineral line. Oh my god, A-moving drones and aliens. Not very wise there. You can see what they have actively selected in the bottom right of the screen, guys. Because this player, not using control groups or anything like that, does clean up the Hellions, but... Oh man, damn. Wow, this is incredible. Anyone out there, are you guys surprised by this? Does this look like your video games? Or is this something where you're like, oh, this doesn't surprise me at all? This is, no, they're like, yeah, this, I've seen plenty of bronzies. I have friends who play like this. Because this is like, I imagine if I got my dad to play, this is what it would look like, you know. I remember as like a 9-year-old watching him stuck on one of those Warcraft 2 levels where you had, it was an island level from the Orc campaign. I can't remember if it was Tides of Darkness or the original. Wait, no. Tides of Darkness was the first one? Beyond the Dark Portal was the... Whatever. Can't remember which one it was from. Anyway, I just remember my dad being like stuck on this level where like the boats are like sieging you from the shore and he could like never get his boat economy going and stuff. And it was like the oil economy. And we were like, do this. And he was like, stop telling me what to do. As he like, you know, really inefficiently like boxed things and clicked on them. And he like shouted at me and my brother and told us to go away. It was the best. Let us know any stories like that you have with your ungaming literate friend trying to play StarCraft. I think this has got to be the best way to play this game. It's definitely from Sadnap's camera. And you know what? Like, if Sadnap rages, which I'm sure is coming soon, fair enough. You don't really know what's happening. I mean, this feels really unfair because your opponent knows how to use the buttons and you don't. Like, it's rocking up to your friend's house playing GoldenEye and, oh, not even dropping Transfuse, the Banshee killing everything. And, there it is. It's rocking up to play GoldenEye. They don't even tell you the buttons. And then they pick, like, which one was the really BS one? Oddjob or no? I can't, it's been so long since I played that game. They're running around with the golden gun and just killing you, and you're just in trouble the whole time. And you're like, yo, come on, man, do at least tell me the controls. And they're like, only after I kill you 46 times. Bro, you are gay, says Sadnap. Love hearts from Spite. Sadnap says, why you play so try hard in normals? Question mark. Spite's like, are you looking for love, right? Sadnap's like, bruh, XD. Spite's like, lol. Jeez. Learn to play. Wait, G's 12 pull for you? Or learn to play for you? I just wanted to have fun with Zerg. We'll take your win. Okay, so I think Sadnap was off racing here maybe for the first time and is upset the opponent played the game. To be honest, I think that was pretty vanilla. The Bruh XD shows that Sadnap, I think, was maybe not taking that too harsh. Obviously, that bro, you are gay. It just came out more of a, I don't know how you guys read that. I'm reading that more of a, bro, you're gay. Like, it was more of a whimper than a bang, I think. Poor Sadnap. Right, so apparently it didn't end there, guys, with this submission. So, okay, I forgot. We've actually got this to look at after the game. Hello, Saltmines replay betting team. I'm Spite, a rusty since Heart of the Swarm Terran. I just started up a fresh account, so I'm not ranked yet, but I'm probably about gold. So this was his placement matches. Okay, I get it. Hasn't played since Heart of the Swarm. His MMR would have reset either. Calm down, people shouting Smurf. My opponent is the one who made himself salty. He'd been trying to figure out the Zerg rush and wasn't having much luck, so resorted to some bad manner at the end of the short match. Nothing too spectacular, but after the match, we had a chat about what had gotten him so mad, and then played some verse AI games working on the build order and being more active and aggressive with his units. We both added each other, and now I have a Zerg body. I'm submitting the replay because as entertaining as Salt can be, there's often just a normal, frustrated dude behind it, and a little help can turn it around. So I figured it might be nice to throw in one match that was not just nerds staying mad. Still, I totally understand if it's not Salt Mines material. Oh, well, thank you very much, Spite, for sending that one in. And, you know, this is beautiful because I've talked about this many times. StarCraft is a game that is so painfully difficult because there's so many things that can kill you, and it's so easy to get killed by something you don't understand, and it seems like there's just it's hard to comprehend why you're losing, and it feels unfair when you don't understand why you lost. It's like that in any game when you're trying it for the first time. That's why I always say, like, StarCraft is a game that's meant to be played in a community. Whether you're a happy person, an angry person, where you're encountering someone else raging, or you're raging yourself, at the end of the day, we all rage. I sometimes lose a bunch of games. I can't figure something out in a matchup. I'm banging my head against a wall, and I go on Discord and I message one of my buddies, and I'm like, man, like, Protoss is so imba. Like, I just feel like Zerg units do nothing, or it might be the opposite of that. Man, Zerg just swarms over. You know, I've done it for every matchup from every perspective. I play every matchup from, you know, 9 different matchups from every different direction, and there's always something that feels unfair, and it just feels better when you can communicate what feels so ridiculously unfair. And then they're like, hey, buddy, yeah, I feel you, man. I get messed up by that too. But then they can give you some feedback and help you actually understand what happened, right? And they give you some suggestions, and it calms you down, helps you vent that frustration to someone who gives a crap. And then you go and learn together. That's why you all should join my Discord. There's links down below in the description. If you guys are playing StarCraft in isolation, hop on, play co-op, play team games, play bloody, you know, custom games, play on ranked ladder, whatever it is. But do it in a community. And it's okay to get frustrated, but rather than taking it out on your opponent, remember, we've talked about this in the past with this show, you have a choice to make. There's always frustration when something happens in the game that's hard to deal with or that you don't want. And today was all people going, man, how dare you do the thing that I don't want to play against or that's difficult to play against. And we all get that feeling of, oh, this is hard to play against. You guys see me get that serial killer face when I'm playing. You have a choice. It's either take that frustration, you know, vent it out to a mate in a community that you're part of, try and get better, use it as fuel to shovel into the fire to kick ass and understand that situation better. Or we could go the very dark end, which we saw a few episodes ago, which was obviously filled with complete psychos. So this has been a real breath of fresh air. Thank you, Dot, for throwing this one together, and everyone for sending these replays in. There's a little bit more lighthearted, and I think reminding ourselves that we all get angry sometimes in competitive gaming, trying difficult things and not being able to pull it off. But at the end of the day, there's always people out there who've all shared our woes. And if someone's angry at you, maybe we can have a little bit more compassion for them, as well as hopefully when our opponent's beating us and doing hard strategy, remember they're trying really hard at the game, they're putting effort in, and they probably deserve that win as well. So rather than telling them they're a piece of crap, maybe we should just pat them on the back and go, man, that was really hard to play against. You know, that was kind of BS, but well done. Give them a clap on the back. I hope you guys enjoyed this twist on the Salt Mines for today. Don't worry, I'm sure we'll be next to salty people calling each other underhumans and shouting about the Dalai Lama and the Queen of England next week. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next episode. If you enjoy other salty players, check out some of the other videos on screen. Don't forget to support the Patreon down below in the description. We'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Goodbye and good night.